Welcome to World Indigenous Forum 2020. I'm delighted to be with you today online. I would have been more pleased if it was face to face, but this is the way it is right now. I will talk about business skills, training, and how you enhance your business skills. Very basic ways. So if you have any questions, kindly address them in the end of this presentation. Before we go ahead, I would like to present today's agenda. I'm going to talk very briefly about the contemporary situation. You're all familiar with COVID-19 and the impacts of it. So we're going to talk about how can we navigate in this situation. Thereafter, we got to look into how can you build your own business locally? Is it possible? Does it need a lot of efforts, skills, resources? That depends on you. What kind of business or what kind of product or service you would like to provide? We're going to talk about that. And does your current skills do to make a good business? I mean, are they sufficient? And some would say, oh, I don't have the skills like others. Listen, nobody is born without skills. So we all have a set of skills, but it depends on how we look at it and how we use them. And part of the skills we have, you need to have today is technology skills. I mean, everyone has got smartphone these days. So, without a smartphone, you can't do much if you ask most of the people. So I don't ask anymore in the forums that I'm part of, do you have a smartphone? No, I actually ask, do we have someone without a smartphone? And it's very rare I have a hand say, oh, I don't have one yet. All right, and then we'll look on to indigenous businesses from the MENA region and some examples on how they're doing in some regions in the world. Just briefly about me. Well, I am talking to you from Denmark. I am a national judge for startups, small businesses as well, small, medium businesses, and I've been doing that since 2014. Mentoring businesses, I help them to start up their own business. I look into their business model. So when you have an idea, you need to know, okay, how do I get it executed? That means how can I make it work? So that's where I come in and I look at it and say, okay, you need to look on a few things and I ask questions. So the business owner can design its own design of business. So you have your own fingerprint on your own product. Other than that, I'm also connected to the academic world. I'm lecturing and supervisor at Copenhagen Business School. I teach strategy, e-commerce, business management, among others. And I find it very interesting to see how modern technology can add value to our daily life and to businesses that we didn't think of existed. I have my own business since 2014. I'm an independent consultant, specialist in business and business creation, innovation, and I usually travel a lot in the MENA region and in Europe. But since Corona, just like you, I had to change my business path to something else, or else I will lose my market share. So let's have a look. Unless if there's anything you find interesting or you want to ask questions, well, don't hesitate to ask me in the end. This is an online session and it's pre-recorded. That means you cannot interrupt me because right now I'm running a full stream. However, after this stream is done, you will be able to ask me questions and I'll be answering the questions instantly. Okay, so how is the current situation? Well, we know the current situation. We know that this is out of our hands. This is an external incident that is happening And that means, what can we do? So the pandemic has changed the market situation for us all, not only in Denmark where I am, it is everywhere in the world. The market, the market set of rules has changed due to Corona. What does that mean? Well, as you can see, very basic. We cannot go to the market every time we want to, just to limit the traffic. We can buy things online instead of going to the shops, the physical stores, I mean. And we don't see each other face to face. Why are we having this conference online? Well, that's because of Corona. So should we then wait till next year? Maybe it will disappear. Maybe it will not disappear. Should we be waiting? No, we have alternatives. And that's why technology comes in and adds value to this conference. Without technology, I wouldn't be able to talk to you today. And it adds, or it enhances the skills of people when you have to learn new technology. And it has proven during Corona, it's a very important asset, important to have technology with you, regardless where you are in the world. I mean, schools have stopped. A lot of remote learning is undertaking in many countries, and that is essential. Should we wait for next year? No, then the students will lose a year of their study. So we have to find alternatives, and the only alternatives we have as we speak is technology. And that means that Corona has made it awful or good for us. Well, that depends who you ask. I have met a lot of businesses saying without Corona, we would not have done that good. Thanks to Corona, now we are earning a lot of money. And some businesses say, damn Corona, sorry, my English. I wish it could disappear because we cannot do business as usual. But you know, there is always a good thing behind the bad thing. And Corona urges us to think different. And the mindset and the cultural differences has also its impact, because the way we do things in Denmark doesn't mean it's the same thing you do things in Ghana or in Beijing. So the culture and the mindset plays also a role on how you navigate when something like Corona hits in. I hate to break the news for you and tell you that Corona is not the first or the last pandemic we're going to see. So we might as well prepare ourselves for the unknown and see, okay, if something happens, what should we do? So now we have to do some scenarios. Scenarios mean we have to think ahead, think in the future. What can we do so we can navigate in the market? So in each region we have know-how and we have best practice. See what's going on in your country. See what's good to do in your country or your community, and try to adapt to it. Saying, no, this is not the way I'm used to do it, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing happens unless you, yes, you do something about it. I cannot help you. You have to help yourself and help the community that you're part of. So let's look at how can you build your own business. Let's look at very basic stuff. Well, each country, as I say here, is different. It has cultural differences and it's got different needs. And when I say needs, that means that you don't find two countries having the same pattern of needs. So in your country, you should look at, okay, what kind of needs do we need around here? What is it that we're missing to do in this country or this community? Can we build something new? And sometimes only very simplified or simplified stuff or issues that needs to just to start things up and things will run. You don't need to have very comprehensive research to make a difference. And when you would like to make a difference, or once you would like to build your own business, many of the businesses that I know and that we heard of, they start from home. You all familiar with Apple? Steve Jobs, the one who made iPads and iPhones and so on, the guy with the glasses who died a few years ago, he started his business in a garage because he didn't have money to have his own store. Is that wrong? No. Actually, many startups, they start from home. And why not? Why not start from home? Why not limit your costs? If you don't have a lot of money, and most startups, they don't have much money, instead of going out and lending money, borrowing from someone, why don't you try to rethink what you would like to provide? And then say to yourself, okay, I would like to provide, let's say, local food. Do I have a nice kitchen, a nice place? Let me try 2 dishes to start with from home. And then you can invite people to come over and eat and see your friends to start with, your network, and let them give you some rating. Some would say, oh, this is too salty. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is perfect. Then we call that like a proof of concept. You would like to prove whether your concept is good or not. And then you will test them, say, okay, I would like to take $1 for this. Would you pay for that if I give it to you, if I do it this way? Then you can say, well, yeah, $1, that's fine and it's good. Then I don't have to use time on it. You make it ready for me. So you can actually strive from home. And a lot of businesses, especially female entrepreneurs, they have started their business from home. I've seen those ladies in Turkey, in Jordan, in Oman, many places, ladies, they start from home so they can limit and control their costs. But how can I then market my stuff if I am doing good food from home? Well, if you have to build your business, you have to know you have to know the local community. What would they ask for? See, the Danish local community is much more different than yours. So what works here doesn't automatically work on your end. So you have to look into what works on my end before you start building. But sometimes people tend to introduce something that is from a different country. Could be very, it has a different, what do you call that, different taste, or a lot of chili in it or something. And then the new segment that, let's say in Denmark, if they have to say, oh, that will never work in Denmark. This is too hot for us, and so on. But if we did that in countries where they're used to chili and so on, they will love it. So we will have to find out where to go and whom are we addressing? What are the type of customers we are talking to? So if you would like to sell this product of yours or this service, if you're providing a service, a good thing in many of your countries is to, or also in Denmark, is face-to-face is a good thing. But nowadays, in the developed countries, they're used to buying things on the network. I mean, go on email or going on the website and order directly. But some countries, they still want to go face-to-face. So it's very important that you assess, determine what kind of method works in your region before you do anything. So you develop relation with your community because they are the future customers of yours. And if they're happy, your local community, from what you provide, then bit by bit, you will have new customers coming in, because people will talk about you, will talk about the product that you're giving. Is it perhaps good milk, fresh milk, eggs, olive oils? It depends what you're providing. And if you provide it in a good manner, nice and neat, and with a smile on your face, it's very important you find that you are service-minded and you talk nicely to people. people will talk about it. That's what we say, mouth to mouth. It's better than all the marketing through papers and radio, because people have tried it. And, you know, I've been at Tina's house and she makes the best donuts ever, and she sells 5 for $1, let's say that. Really, can I buy? Yeah, she makes the best. I've tried other donuts, but hers, they're the best. So this way, they are actually making, they're marketing your product, these customers, on your behalf. And you didn't do much than doing a good job, and make sure that those people are nursed always. So you have context to them. You make a platform. You do. So no, you're not. Sorry. What I meant is that you are part of a platform where you nourish these customers. That you keep them up to date and thank them for their nice support and so on. So this is how things can work, and this is very basic. This is very basic. So what skills do you need today? I had someone approach me and tell me, you know, I don't have any skills at all. I said, are you serious? No skills at all? I don't believe that. Nobody is born without skills. We all have skills, but we have different skills. And that is the fun part. See, I can do a lot of things, but I cannot develop a website, for instance. Okay, does that mean I have to quit my business and say, okay, I cannot do it, then someone else should do it? Yes, someone else should do it. What I am good at, focus on what you're good at, and what you're not good at, let someone else do it. But then again, you say, okay, if I have someone else to do it, then they need payment. Well, that depends on how you negotiate with them. You could say that if you make this website for me, I will give you free subscription for a month. You can get all the food you want for a month. For instance, if we talk about food. If you talk about services, online services, you provide online services, you give them free service access for 1 month. If you're a driver, you drive people, you can say, well, I'll give you 10 drives, wherever you want, on me. Just please make this website for me. So, business as usual is not applicable, it's not suitable any longer. Time has changed, and when we say that, we mean that people has changed. So we need to change and adapt to those changes. Because today you see people that use Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, they use a lot. And in China, they have WeChat, and they have a different Facebook platform. And it works perfect in that region. And people have found out that this is the way to communicate. Or should I say, it's also another way of communication. So if you would like to have a new business in your region and in your community, it's important that you observe what is it that people talk about? What is really missing? Where are the challenges in this community or in this country? You have heard something like that in another country, or another country have similar challenge like yours. How did they solve it? Is this something I can do on my own? Or do I need to team up with someone that knows something about it as well? Teamwork is a good thing. And it's good to talk to your community. It's good to talk to your network. And if you are connected to social media, see what the people are talking about. And you could also address a question and make a survey online. Ask a question, some questions, design some questions, and see, okay, what do people think of what I'm doing? Do they like it? If this type of service or this type of product comes in my country, would you be interested? And put some prices and see what are people's willingness to pay. That could be a fun thing to do before you start put a lot of effort in your product and buy a lot of stuff so you can make it, blah, blah. No, make a small survey. If you don't know how, because you don't have the skills, which is okay. It's not a disaster if you don't have those skills. Today's youth, they have a lot of skills, and a lot of youth, they like to help you. So there's no problem. You just need to know whom to contact. I believe a lot of us have this smartphone. A smartphone is a small computer. You can make phone calls, you can send messages, you can take photographs, and you can connect. And you can connect 24/7. That means you can reach your customers, regardless where your customers are. And social media has made it so easy for us to connect without paying any fees. You pay a one-time fee monthly for an internet connection. That is the setup for most countries. And then you're on. Then you can talk to people. If you are in India, you can talk to people in Japan without it's going to cost you anything. So this is a way of using social media. Another way of marketing or marketing your product is blogging. You can have on your Facebook, instead of writing, what I did today was out with my dog, and then I had coffee, and then use Facebook in a valuable way. Talk about your product, market your product, take pictures of what you do, and make yourself interesting. Make your product interesting. See, this guy, he knows what he's doing. This woman, she knows what she's doing. A lot of people use those platforms for marketing. Marketing means that you are presenting whatever you do to the people, and people can say, okay, this is really good. But it's very important. That's what I see in most female indigenous businesses. Female indigenous business owners. They don't believe in themselves because they are entering a new way of doing business, and they're not sure that the community will prove what they're doing. But if you are on your own and you are a mother and your husband has left you or has died and no one is there to breastfeed your children, you have the opportunity to stand on your own feet. And technology has made it easier for you to do that. I've seen in the rural areas in Turkey and in the Middle East, where people, they have cows and camels, and they have a lot of milk that they wish to sell. And they didn't know how to do that because their community, they're more or less offline. And so they go around and knock on the doors. I know that the family over there, they get 3 liters of milk from me every week. And this family over there, they do the same. And the other family would like to have whatever. But this is, let's say, this is not a long-term business idea. If you have to make things in a more efficient way, in a more professional way, it's a good idea. I mean, there's nothing wrong selling your milk the way you do, but if you would like to enhance because you have an overload of milk, you don't know what to do with it, and some really throw it out, then try to connect on WhatsApp in your region or on Facebook if you like. But WhatsApp is very much easier to set up on your phone, or WeChat. And try to take pictures and put an ad and say, hello, my name is this, I've got that. Explain yourself and put it there. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to put a picture of yourself. You can put pictures of your cows or camels or whatever, and then you will show them how it looks when they get it from you. And put the prices. If you take 1 liter, it's this price. If you take 2 liters, you get that price. And then actually you start making business through that phone you have. So it's reachable. This is indigenous business and it's good business. You cover your costs, you breastfeed your children, and you are you're good to go. And bit by bit, this business will increase and will be much more profit making in the future. So what I'm trying to say here, that technology should not be underestimated. I always say, if you have a smartphone, you have the key to the gate, the virtual gate. It's in your hand, which is the phone, the smartphone. Because it encompasses, it has a lot of applications that you can connect to. And only you can make that difference. I can't do it for you. And it's easy once you know how it works. It's not that difficult. Trust me. I've had a lot of ladies and men wanted to start their business, and they say, I don't know how to work on a computer. I never owned one. So, it's not that difficult as you may think. And I arranged some courses, and someone locally came in and gave them in their local language how it works. And it really went well. And these guys, as soon as they start, they have trouble stopping because it's going so well for them. It's like the train, when it's rolled, it rolls, and which is good. So technology enables us to widen our our business, to widen or to enhance our skills, and also enhances our knowledge, depending, of course, on what sites you connect to. This one I get all the time. Can I start my business from home? Yes, yes, and yes. It's okay to start your business from home. I don't see what's the challenge in that. What you need today is a computer or a smartphone and internet connection. That's what all you need to make business. It's not that comprehensive. And if you want to provide services, would like to come to reach out to your community, it's a good way of making these to get to know. It's good to start from home. Once your business develops, then you can think of moving to a physical store where you can have more space. But if you have space in your current home or in your garage, then start from there, depending, of course, on what you are providing. That is very essential. And I think that it works because I've seen it work. I've seen it multiple times. So nothing should be stopping in your way. If you would like to reduce your costs, if you would like to start with a small budget, starting from home is the best way. There's no need for you to pay rentals and transportation and salaries, and there's no income because the cost will boom in no time. So no, you say I have, let's say, $100. I'll start with my $100, and that's the only money I have. I don't want to take any loans. I want to do this on my own. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you have studied all the things we talked about before you start, so you don't have to do the things more than one time. I would like to present to you here in the end some case examples that I have met during my journeys. See, in many countries we have like Burger King, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, and so on. And in some countries, like here in the Gulf, they wanted to have their own pizza, which is the which is the competitor to Pizza Hut. And it's called Rukun Al Pizza. They have made their own branch. They started with one store first. Opened up, two young men that opened this pizza, and they said they would like to give it a flavor of our country. We want some to present some indigenous food, and would like to make it with a type of pizza. So they developed this concept. And they started this a few years ago. They started with this store that where you can see the pictures. This is the main entrance, and this is inside the shop. And they made in the middle you see a buffet, salad buffet, and then you can order your pizza and you can get all the salad you want, included in the price. Today, they have actually 15 pizza restaurants in the same country, and now they're thinking of expanding this restaurant to other Arabic speaking countries to provide their own pizza. And in order for the pizza to succeed in other Arabic countries, they will adapt to the indigenous food in these particular countries. So they always do the same concept and they run the same standard everywhere. See, they started with 1, now they have 15, and now the next phase is to expand outside the country. Did they think of they will expand that much when they opened it the first time? I don't think so. They didn't even think of it, because I asked them, what were your vision? What was your plan or your dream? Well, nothing but having our own Pizza Hut. We don't want Western food. We want to develop our own. I said, okay, that's nice. So, but it's pizza. Yes, it is, but it's with our flavor, with our indigenous food in the salad buffet. I said, all right. So there's a difference. Another example is this restaurant. As you can see from the design, it's a restaurant developed for youth. They can, it's like a cafe, but it's a restaurant where you can get fast food, shawarma, burgers, and so on, with indigenous flavor and something they're familiar with. But the place looks very nice because if you could look on the lamp and on the way they have made those seats, they are reusable items that they have implemented in the store. And students or young people come in and do study together, and it's like a hangout place. And it talks to them. I mean, it's very youth environment, so they like it because they find themselves at home. So if your community misses a place where youth can come in and do homework and talk or meet, like a meeting point, well, maybe this could be a good concept where young people can come in and you provide your local food in a trendy way. That is something that young people likes very much. I've also met someone else that developed local scarves. These scarves are handmade and very expensive threads and fabric. I think this piece here is around $50. That is expensive in that country. And they find that very nice to do, and it's expensive for the ones who can afford it, who cannot afford it, but it's not expensive for the ones who can afford it. You know, in each country, you've got people, you've got low class, middle class, and high class. And this is for middle and high class. So low class would say, okay, this is very expensive. Mine will also, although the most affordable I can pay for is $2 for a scarf. I cannot buy 50 for one scarf. And these they started also from nothing. And then bit by bit, they started developing their skills and adding more pattern and new fabric to their shop. And bit by bit, it became a big plant of scarves, and they have handmade and they've got machinery made, and it's very and they export it to other countries as well. So you say this is local. Yes, it is local. It's local and it's nice. Very nice fabric, and in each country, regardless where you are, you've got this tradition of making stuff like that. And some say, oh, we're tired of it, nobody likes it. Maybe you could use it, but make it much more nice. You could give it a different color, different pattern sometimes. Make a difference. People like that. I have two cases here of female entrepreneurs. The first one is this lady. She is like, she started when she was 23. She likes sewing. Sewing is in her blood. And she informed me that she started making a few dresses at home. And then people liked her way of sewing the dresses. And then ladies came in. She started with kids first. And she was sewing and designing for kids. And she also, if you can see that the dresses, they are local oriented, and she took the local flavor and put it into her design, and people like that, to see their local design flavor into something new. So she started making dresses to kids, and then ladies came in, oh, can you make dresses for me? Can you make something we can use? And now she makes both for kids and for ladies. And she started as well from home. And now she has got her own small store outside the city of Muscat. This lady over here, she likes incense, and she likes all the types of perfume. I mean, they use that in the Gulf. They like incense where they go around, and the nice smell is all around. And she started from home, making small things, making small tests, and then she tried to sell it. Before she sold it, she gave it as gift, and people were like, wow, what did you buy that? I said, I didn't buy it, I developed it myself. Really? Yeah, wow, this is good. So she developed it on her own, and today she has got her own store with perfume, soap, cream, facial and non-facial. I mean, she has done a lot. And as you can see, she's got a lot of products today because she has developed her skills and she has enhanced her store. So having a good skill is good, but remember to develop it, because we have to develop ourselves. Don't do the same thing all the time. People tend to get tired of the same thing. They want something new. So if you want to sell something or develop something, and you have done that for the past 10 years, people say, okay, I have bought that. Don't you have anything new? We want something new. If you don't develop, someone else will develop, and the customers will go there. Before I say thank you, I think I missed something in my presentation. If I just go a bit back, let's see. I presented this guy without introducing him. This young man is, his name is Khalid, and he is the first one in his region to develop an incense burner. This is the thing that he has in his hand. It's an incense burner. You connect to electricity, and then it burns the incense, and the nice smell is in the house or flat. He developed his first incense burner when he was 25 years old. Today he has 2 models, and now he's got a spot in one of the biggest shopping mall in his region. Plus, he also provides incense burner on net, so you can order it through his website, and that is possible. Everything is possible. He could see the possibilities. He called me so I could look at his business model, and I looked it through, and I had a few things for him. And one of the things is to develop a smaller incense burner like this. The current one is very big. And then they told me if we should have one which is mobile, maybe we should make a smaller one. And that's what they are designing, designed, so it could be ordered at his website. So what I'm trying to say that everything is possible if you have the willingness, if you can see the future and the opportunities. Don't see limitations, because limitations is a problem that, or can become a problem for you, where you cannot move ahead, and that is not a good way for you. So make sure that if you have an idea, write it down, see what you need to make this idea work. And if you believe that your skills are not enough, well, how would you know? I have a small exercise for you all. Bring an A4 paper, this size, blank paper, and put a line in the middle of that paper. On the left side, you have your strength. On your right side, you have your weakness. Try to write down what are you good at and what are you less good at? And then you ask yourself, okay, I'm very good at this, but I'm less good at this. How can I enhance? Well, that depends. Do I need to enhance this skill, or do I need to acquire this skill? Or can I have someone else to do it for me? Because sometimes you don't need to have all the skills. So you need to decide what is you need to make your business running. And then you should also look at the community you're part of. Would they accept what I'm providing? So you don't put a lot of efforts and resources in something that won't work. Again, reach out through social media, face-to-face, reach out to people and say, well, I'm thinking I'm going to talk to them and see, maybe they give you also input to how it can become better. But then we have this idea, or not this idea, I've got a lot of people coming when I say that. But if I say that, they will steal my idea. Well, nobody told you to explain to them in details how you plan to do it. And you don't have to say, I'm planning on doing that. You could say, well, I've seen in countries they have this and that. We don't have that here. No, we don't. No. And you think if we had it, it would work? Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm willing to pay if it works. Then you'll have an idea. But that's not enough. You need to make more survey. Use social media to do that, and make sure that you get more precise in what you are targeting. Is it a service that you provide, or is it a product? And how is your budget look like? It looks like, and then you can talk about, once you reach that, a business plan. How will I be able to roll out my business? I would like to thank you so much for listening to me. It was wonderful seeing so many participants. I believe there are a lot of participants. My slides are available if you want them. You can reach me on my email if you like, but I would like to answer all the questions that that you have in your mind after this presentation. I would like to thank you, and I would like to thank the World Indigenous Forum coordinators for inviting me. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day. See you later.